Yeah, of course. For me, that came pretty late. My parents definitely sat me down and had that talk though, but I think, and this is not any fault to my parents at all, but I didn't grow up too much around, uh, it's hard to kind of say because it's not like I grew up in the best neighborhood, but I didn't grow up in the worst neighborhood as well. So it was kind of a middle ground for us, and so that was never really a major concern until I got to the point where I started going out and doing things on my own, and then they would sit me down like, okay, look, when you get out here, don't be doing this, and when you get encountered with this, make sure you remember this. That's when I kind of had that talk when I was about like 13, 14. For sure. I think a lot of times just being young, you don't think about it. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm out here, like, you know what I'm saying? But when you really realize, like what you're saying, when you really realize the magnitude of it, then you do think about it, and you do make sure you do those certain things, because at that point, it's not about being. You know what, to be honest, it wasn't hard to put myself in that mindset, because that's a reality for me. That's a reality for me and a lot of my homies, that at any given moment, being young black men, we could be out here dead at any given moment by the hands of a police officer, or by the hands of just this justice system, period, or thrown in jail by the hands of the justice system quickly. As he was saying in the movie, it's like a conveyor belt. They just wait and throw you on the belt and throw you in there. And it's crazy, but for me, unfortunately, I didn't have to do a lot of digging or searching to find where I needed to be for that scene. I think the preparation for me was just listening to a lot of Tupac, putting myself in Khalil's head. I'm already a Tupac fan, so it wasn't hard. But just putting myself where I think he would have been, you know, and just living there and not trying to do it, but just being. And whatever came out, that's what came out. Wow. I was not talking to Red before the scene. I was and it wasn't a thing to be mean, but I couldn't put myself there. You know, I couldn't put myself to talk to him, and physically when they call action, then I'm angry at him like, nah, I can't talk to you because I don't know you type. But I didn't want to have too much anger towards him, and I had to apologize to him after that. But we had to be there to get that scene done, and we understood each other after that scene was done. But during that time, as far as it was like real method acting, because I didn't want anything to do with him. Yeah. I think it's so tough, man, because a lot of videos that we see when people are like talking back to the cops, it's kind of hard to tell someone not to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to tell someone don't feel what you're feeling in that moment, or just hush your mouth. But in the same instance, it's almost a life or death, and so it's like, do what you got to do to get out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's just being quiet, closing your mouth, putting your hands on the dashboard, you know, complying with the officer, whatever he wants you to do, unless it just gets to a complete point of disrespect, then I can't tell you not to have your own voice. But for the most part, just make it home. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you got to do to make it home. I think that was really important, because that's honestly the truth of it. It's always a different side to every story. Now, what I appreciated the fact that they went into that and that they showed that perspective, because that's very real. A lot of officers are in fear of their own lives. The moment that they pull you over, the moment that they step out of the car, they don't know what's about to happen.
Whether black or white.
Right.
Whether black or white.
Exactly. And unfortunately, when you black, it's just a bigger fear. And so it's like, I understood that moment, I respected it, but at the end of that moment, he still showed all of their true colors when he said, but if it's a white guy, I'm just going to tell him to put his hands on. And so it's like, okay, you told us, okay, yeah, we respect that perspective, but at the end of the day, the system that y'all run by is still screwed up, and it's still messed up, because you're not finna shoot a white man like you finna shoot a black guy. And you a black cop, which is crazy. Like, that's crazy. Really good question. So I think my life has just been preparation, to be honest. I've always known since I was younger, I've just had a purpose. I know everyone has a purpose, but I've just always been,
you knew your purpose.
I've always known that, you know, I've always see it in a sense. And my parents always instilled that in me, just real faith-based, real be here for a reason, make something happen, do something with your life type thing. And so that's a brotherhood that we created that ain't gonna ever go nowhere. I love that. Still, those are my brothers, man. It's nothing but genuine love and support. I think of course Will Smith. That's one person that got me into acting.
Philly.
And then with his, hey, I said that earlier. And I didn't realize it. I was like,
Challenge him to the Apache.
Apache?
Challenge him that. Do it from your phone. Challenge him to the Apache. Will, I challenge you to Apache. Dun, 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 dun.